Hello everyone, welcome back to Naomi's Bookshelf. Today we're going to talk about my goals, how I did in 2021, and how my goals are going to be for 2022. So in 2021, I did not have crazy goals. I tried to keep it very low-key, and I think I did that. I definitely maintained steady goals, and I am pre-filming this a little, but that's because my goals, I met them pretty early on, I gotta say. I definitely was on top of them for the most part. Maybe not all of them, but for the most part I was. So let's go over the first goal. The first goal was to read one play a month of Shakespeare. If you were watching in September, I finished Shakespeare. Yeah. In my goals video, I actually said that I wanted to finish Shakespeare by the end of 2022. I fully completed Shakespeare. So I actually, for the last few months, have been feeling a little lost, and you'll see my plan for the next year of what I'm going to do to fill that void in my life. Who would have thought I'd have a void in my life for not reading Shakespeare? Anyways, the next goal I had was to read an Agatha Christie book a month. Even though I have been doing this for a little while now, I didn't want to forget about it. And I have been doing that actually double. I've been reading almost 2 Agatha Christie books a month, and I have been very happy with that goal, and I'll probably keep doing that at least for the next long part of my life because I've been enjoying it. So the next goal that I had was my pre-2018 TBR jar, which I don't know where it is right now, to be honest. When I first made that goal and I was like, I want this emptied, that was not a realistic goal because I think I had like 80 books in there or something. I am now down to about 40 to 45 books left in there. I have gone through it. I have taken a lot of books out, but also I have read several books from there. So I'm quite happy with that. But to be honest, I also forgot about it partway through the year, and that's my own fault. So I'm going to keep going on that project, but oh well. So the next goal I had was for my Timeless Tome project, which was to read 6 big classics. And this, I think, is a very fair goal that I had because I was actually struggling for a good chunk of the year. I read the first one over 2 months, and then I read Les Miserables for 2.5 months, and I actually ended up reading 6 for the most part, and then I ended up fitting 2 into October. So I've read 8 so far, and I'm actually reading my 9th in December when I'm currently filming this. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. But for a little while there, I would have been on exactly 6. So I'm okay with this. So the next goal was 150 books, and I crushed that goal. I think I finished that goal in when was that? July? August? No, it must have been earlier, maybe June. And that's okay. I was flying ahead of what my normal goal was. The reason why I set that goal so low, considering my rating for this year, was that in 2020, I literally read 151 books. So I was not upset with that number, and I'm happy that I have managed to blow that number way out of the water. The next goal that I had was to read 50,000 pages because Goodreads does track that, and Storygraph tracks it as well because now I do Storygraph, and I started that this year, and I'm very happy doing both. Now, as of filming, I'm over 65,000 pages because I managed to crush that as well. So I'm very thankful that I've been able to be on a good reading streak this year. The next goal I had was to put out 2 videos a week on Sundays and Thursdays. I've done that, and I've actually put out a lot more videos this year than I thought. I've put out videos sometimes 3 times a week, and I mean, this Christmas is obviously more, but I've sometimes put out 3 videos a week in several months. So I'm okay with that number being a little more than normal, but 2 at least a week is good for me. And the last one was to pre-film, and I think this one was kind of a success. So I would pre-film early in the month for the rest of the month, and then I wouldn't pre-film for the next month. So not exactly a booming success, but that was okay. I feel like I did okay with my goals for last year. Now, or for this year I'm currently in. Now, for the next year, I have some changes to my goals. So we're going to talk about them now. So the first goal that I have for 2022 is that I want to have my Kindle TBR, which is only my Kindle, so from Amazon, to be at 0 by the end of this year. And this is because I have recently discovered, and I want to announce this to everyone, that in case you didn't know, Amazon doesn't pay authors until you literally finish the last page of a book on Kindle. I did not discover that until this December, and I am not happy with that. So I have put all of my Kindle books that I currently own on the last page, and so all of the authors are now paid for the book that I spent money for, and yet they were never paid for it. And I'm going to go back and read all those books, or DNF them, but at the very least, the authors will have been paid. And then I'm going to make sure that I maintain that all the authors I have been buying books from on Kindle will be paid for those books. That's a goal that I want to maintain. On iBooks or any other platform that I have looked up at, it looks like they get paid right away, so I'm not too worried about those ones. I do want to be on top of those, but not like Kindle, because Kindle, at the very least, I want to make sure those people get their money for writing those books. Next one, sorry, that was a very passionate moment of mine. The next one is I have been missing my nonfiction. And I remember distinctly in October saying, I just want to read nonfiction, but I have to wait till November, which is very stupid of me because I could have read nonfiction in October. So I'm going to be trying, and actually not just trying, I'm going to be putting at least one nonfiction book on my TBR every single month. I think this is reasonable. I have an entire nonfiction shelf in my house, like not just one of these, bookshelf in my house, not this giant size, but I have one. So I want to be putting at least one nonfiction book on my TBR every month. It doesn't have to be in my TBR game, but I want to be reading at least one nonfiction because I have been really craving it this year. And the months that I haven't been picking it up, I've been missing it. And I can feel myself going into slumps on those months, and I've noticed that. So nonfiction is going to be a priority, at least one a month, and I'll probably end up reading more because I really do love my nonfiction and I just don't read it enough, and I'm finally making that change. The next challenge for myself will be to do Buzzwordathon every month. I was like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I ended up not doing it some months, and that's not something I want to do. I want to actually do it. I have lots of books and I've already planned it out, and because of that, I actually want to make sure I film the videos, as I have discovered that I only need to read 12 books for my recommendations videos. So I'm going to read those 12 books, film those videos, and also read 12 books for the 12 videos, or 12 for the 12 prompts, I should say, every single month, one book per month. That's my goal. I really want to complete this one this coming year because I definitely didn't do it in the last one. All right. The next one is another monthly challenge because I do think that these help me get some extra reading in. They also help me pick up books off my shelves I haven't been drawn to. And this, I have noticed, will also help me with my Kindle goal, because as I was looking at my Kindle, I know several of the books fit these prompts. Chantel from Chantel's channel, I will link her down below. I'm drawing a blank on her new channel name, but she has a monthly challenge as well, and I will be trying to do hers every month, and that is another goal of mine. Next, I have a new jar. Now you might ask, Naomi, you already had a TBR jar and that didn't work. Yes, actually I have multiple TBR jars. No, I'm still doing my pre-2018 TBR jar. But what I'm actually doing is I'm just really prioritizing the books, and actually a lot of those books are nonfiction. So I will be using those books. But what I had noticed, because of lacking Shakespeare in my life and lacking the focus to pick up a Shakespeare play every month, I was like, I need a new classic drive in my life. Who would have thought? So what I have done is I have made a video about classic authors I need to read. I cannot remember off the top of my head if that video is already out or not, according to my schedule. But if it is, it will be linked in the cards and down below. But you will see that I have a bunch of authors I need to read, a bunch of classic authors I want to try who I have never read from before. So they're all in here. I'm going to try some throughout the year, once a month, and I will be hopefully discovering some new loves and maybe discovering some new ones who aren't for me. So that is a goal monthly. Next is also the Agatha Christie. That's continuing because, like I said before, yearly, I don't want to forget about reading Agatha Christie. Although at this point, I think that'd be dumb for me to forget about her because I just naturally do. And then Timeless Tomes, I'm going to keep my regular 6 books of the year. Although at this point I could just say 8, and I think I might do that. I'm going to say 8 Timeless Tome books because I do like to read 1 per month sometimes. So I'm going to say 8. I'm going to up my challenge and challenge myself to read 8 Timeless Tomes for the year. So that might be a good challenge to, maybe I'll read more, maybe I won't, but that'll be okay. So 8 Timeless Tomes. The last one will be, the last 2 I should say, will be the regular books and page count, because I like doing a page count actually. That's part of actually Storygraph's challenge goals, or yearly goals. And I really like that. I like having that set amount because one thing is, I have noticed over the year I've been reading a lot of short books, and that's okay because short books aren't bad. I've been really loving the short books, and I really want to keep my page count goal at 50,000 pages, not words. 50,000 pages have been a really good number. Once I hit it, I felt so accomplished. And everything over that has just been really nice. Currently, I'm trying to get to 70,000 pages by the end of the year, but that's just an extra over-the-top goal for me. I like to challenge myself. What can I say? But I'm also going to leave my number at 150 books. This is because I don't know if it's going to be a bad year or not. And if it is, I don't want to hate myself for not reading the amount of books. However, if it isn't a bad year and if it's a great year, and if I hit that number by June or something, then I can always up my goal after that point. I do really want to try for that. And to be perfectly honest, at this point, I'm aiming for 300 books this year. I'm really trying to challenge myself to get to that 300 mark because of where I'm at right now. However, if I'm not going to get there, I'm okay with that. I've blown my number out of the water and I'm really content there. So I really want to leave my number at 150 and be content there for now. However, if it's not, I'm okay. So I'm going to be at 150 books for the year and 50,000 pages, and I might up it midway through. If not, I'm happy where it is. So I'm not going to talk about any channel goals or anything because I am quite content with where I'm at in regards to uploading schedule and content and all that. So I'm going to be leaving my goals there. But thank you so much for watching. Please let me know down below in the comments what are some of your goals for the upcoming year. How did you do on your goals last year? And yeah, love to chat down below. Thank you so much for spending another day of Vlogmas with me, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.